if you're running a brand, if you've been running a brand for a few years, you know that the key to Q4, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, is all about preparation.
Yep.
How will you approach this year differently using the learnings that you've gathered over the past few years?
That call was introduced about a year ago. We've been doing it every week since. Ever since that's happened, the synergy across channels is unmatched. It's impeccable.
I think a lot of brands, they get nervous about choosing the right offer, and they delay it, they procrastinate on securing the offer until like it's too late for your team to actually be in a prepared state. A lot of brands think they have to do a crazy deal, and it really affects their margins. November is not a profitable month, and it's like you need to be thinking in terms of profitability as well. Like when you structure these offers, like can you actually support that?
Hey guys, welcome to Jordan and Dan Email Marketing. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're actually together, which we usually aren't in our videos, but from one of the series which we did, email in the car. We're stationary today, and yeah, we're basically going to be talking today about some different topics, but the main topic overarching is going to be Black Friday, Cyber Monday 2025, what the top 1% of brands are doing, and yeah, and how you can replicate it for yourself, whether you're an email marketer, whether you're a brand owner, agency owner. I think all this information is going to be super relevant for you. So
yeah, I agree with you. And I mean, if you're running a brand, if you've been running a brand for a few years, you know that the key to Q4, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, is all about preparation.
yeah,
And the later you leave it, the likelihood of it performing as good as it could have been is a lot lower, right?
yeah,
You know, this running haze will be our 5th or 6th Black Friday, and we've learned a lot over the years, both on the email side, the paid ads side. We want to focus in on the email side today, just to understand how do you structure things in a way, also with the synergy between channels as well.
yes.
We have a lot of clients where we only do email, but we speak to the ads team on their behalf. Where do you want to start? Like, what do you think is a good place to begin with this?
What a good topic or a good area to start is like what we think is going to be different this year based on the data so far, what we've been realizing, the trends we've been seeing so far for 2025. It'd be interesting as well because I know, Jordan, you have a lot of background in paid ads. That was where the agency began. It was mainly on the performance marketing side of things, and then retention came in later, and obviously that's my area. So it'd be cool to combine minds of what we've been seeing both on the paid ads performance side and also what we've been seeing on the retention side. So yeah, what do you think? What do you think is going to be different this year that we haven't maybe seen in 2024, 2023?
I do think that we are going to see a strong year. If anything, a bit stronger than last year, hopefully. I think there's a lot of similarities though. There's no, unless between now and then there's some huge news about economic downturn or whatever. I feel like things are pretty stable from a consumer sentiment point of view. But yeah, I guess on focusing on the email side, like how you approach this year differently using the learnings that you've gathered over the past few years.
That's a good question. So really right now, what I'm encouraging our team to do is, gather as much data as they've already sort of witnessed this year in terms of what creatives have been getting highest engagement, highest clicks, CTOR, and then also what offers perform well this year, maybe new offers that we've tested this year. Hopefully you guys as well have been testing different offers already, so you can see like versus what was working last year versus what's been working this year. Actually notice kind of like a similar pattern amongst clients that we haven't had to discount as heavy this year, or we've just been using the same discount structure. It's either been the same or we've just been reducing. We haven't had to heavily discount. We haven't had to bump up those decrease those margins, which has been nice. So I'm very confident going into Q4 that all those offers that we've tested, all those surveys we've been sending out to our subscribers, we're going to know exactly what it is that they want.
Yeah.
And we're going to actually be sending out Black Friday surveys to ask our most engaged and valuable subscribers, like, hey, what is it that you want for Black Friday? And ask them, get their opinion.
It sounds very simple, but like, sometimes just, ask your customers what they want and give it to them if it's feasible, right? Of course, if someone's asking for 80% off, like chill out, But I think a lot of
one, but no,
not
for coupon, not for coupon.
I think a lot of brands, they get nervous about choosing the right offer, and they delay it, they procrastinate on securing the offer until like it's too late for your team to actually be in a prepared state, right? You know this. We, as an agency, like looking on the agency side, we have multiple clients, not as many as some other agencies, but we still do a lot of preparation because November and December as months, we're sending out at least 2 times as many emails as we usually send out. Right. So what that means is you have to be prepared, and that just means finalizing the offers. Now we're in August, like come September, you're going to have your offers finalized. You're going to have your dates finalized, when things are going to be starting, when they're going to be ending, how offers will change throughout the month, if they will.
Yeah.
And yeah, putting like a solid campaign calendar together
Yeah.
that just keeps everyone on track.
Yeah, I think now until September, if you've been using the same offers throughout, Memorial Day, President's Day, or even just like Mother's Day, Father's Day, if you've been using the same offers, I would encourage a bit of experimentation for this month. Try out some flash sales over the weekend.
Labor Day. It's a
Labor Day.
great warm up. Yeah.
Yeah, you could try out
Could be
Labor
right.
Day flash sale on SMS. If you want to have a riskier offer that you maybe don't, want to give to everybody, I don't know if it's a lower amount or if it's a higher amount. For example, I don't know, say you're a heavily discounted brand during Black Friday, but you want to try out like a free shipping or a dollar amount versus a percentage amount or something like that. I would always go in, how can we offer the least amount, but make it sound the most like desirable, essentially. That's the way I would think when you're going about your offers. I wouldn't think too much about how can we give more and more to our customers, because that's good if you're looking at your VIP segment, which we should be looking more at because they're the ones that are spending more money. You can maybe reward those guys a little bit more, but for your general like non-customers, one-time customers, to get them to buy once or buy more than once, you want to like see how you can kind of offer the least amount, but just to help get them over the edge.
It's a great point.
Yeah.
If I can add another layer to that as well, is a lot of brands think they have to do a crazy deal and it really affects their margins.
Right.
And November is not a profitable month. And it's like, you need to be thinking in terms of profitability as well. Like when you structure these offers, like, can you actually support that?
Yeah.
Right? Like, does your margin allow for that? You're doing 40% off. Like, does your margin allow for that? And if not, then don't do it. Right? Instead, what you might find is that you might be better off bundling products together and doing like a special bundle, right? It doesn't always have to be just as 20% off site wide, 30% off site wide. You can do bundles, free gifts, like all these things.
Have like a Black Friday bundle.
Yeah.
Where it's just something that, like you said, a bundle of your products that you put together and you've just done a nice discount on it, but it's still, it's in your favor.
Yeah. And a lot of times customers are just waiting out to these periods to see if you're going to have a better deal anyway, and they're like accumulating all their money to the end of the year to then spend, across all the products that they wanted to buy throughout the year. Yeah. And if you don't have a crazy discount, then they're probably going to buy it anyway because they want the product. So yeah, those are just some thoughts, things that I've learned from being on both ends of it, like doing crazy stuff and then doing things that are a bit too conservative.
Yeah.
You want to land somewhere in the middle.
No, it's a good point. It's really good. And also, one of the things I thought about this year, which is interesting because of the introduction of AI, and one brand I've recently been following is I think it's called American Eagle. American Eagle with Sydney Sweeney and that whole marketing campaign. And it's interesting when they launched that campaign because they launched it around the same time, like seasonally with fashion brands. It's always a bit up and down, right? Yeah. But then when people are going outside more, I would expect consumers to be buying more clothes during summer. And it was interesting that they released that campaign during summer. It was kind of like they doubled down on the seasonality of it, right? They were like, okay, we know people are buying jeans at this time. Dr. Swatch has just partnered with Sydney Sweeney and their campaign Crush. How can we maybe mimic what they've done? So I'm not saying that's what the marketing director at the American Eagle was thinking, but it was very interesting that soon after Sydney Sweeney did that Dr. Swatch campaign that went viral and popped off, they then did an American Eagle and then that popped off. Sydney Sweeney's just chilling, raking in a lot of money and just having to record a 5-10 second shot. But anyway, and still it's cool, it works. And it's the good thing, the cool thing about American Eagle, what I liked is it created a lot of controversy, and controversy, as we know in marketing, gets attention. Yeah. And there's no such thing as bad press. If you get people talking, even arguing, debating a little bit, that's actually good. Yeah. I'm just curious how these, I call them like A players, like people who have a big marketing budget and it's like, hey, how can we actually do something different? Yeah. I'm curious what's going to be the Black Friday equivalent of that. Yeah. From a performance marketing side, but also,
I mean, we've seen some good examples over the years. Some of you guys might know Brooklinen. I think is back in 2021, 2020. They did this email where basically it was like, it looked like the email was forwarded to you. Right. And the message, just like a Gmail email, was like, hey guys, wanted to send you this over for like a proof. It's basically like the marketing intern had sent it to the marketing team for like a QA. Yeah. And he actually sent it to the whole list. Yeah. Like that was the stage, right? It was meant to be that way. Yeah. And it was the sale. right? It was like they started the sale, and it was genius because it's like it looks like a mistake, but the discount code worked
Yeah.
and it crossed for them.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was like one example.
It's like the oops email.
Yeah.
Oops, I didn't mean to send this.
Yeah.
How can you get creative with that oops? Because it's been used now for years and years, but it's like how are people going to use that in Black Friday? Like, oh, we launched our Black Friday sale early. It's super simple version, by the way. Don't copy that. I'm not saying use that, but something along those lines to be controversial from the email side is great.
Yeah. So Dan, we were talking off camera before we started this podcast, and you were talking about AI and how you're curious as to how it's going to play out for the rest of this year. Not just in the advancements with AI, I've seen ChatGPT 5 and how crazy that is, but how a brand's going to use it to the fullest potential, and how are they going to outcompete each other when other people are using it as well. And if you're anything like us, you feel a little bit overwhelmed with AI, as a brand owner, maybe you don't have a lot of time to invest in AI, you feel like you're getting left behind. What we want to do is just lay out what you should focus on with AI, cut the fluff, right? There's only a few levers that you can pull to get the most out of it. So how do you, even looking at our own brands, like how do you expect us to be able to use AI to its highest potential without obviously, coming off to robotic or, spending a bunch of time with AI?
So always I see AI as an assistant, someone that you can go to if you have a question or if you have a repetitive task or process that you would like AI to either completely like offset completely to AI, or you maybe need like it to help kickstart the process. For example, we all know in email marketing now and content in general, people are using AI to write emails, write posts. I have no problem with this. I've seen copywriters on LinkedIn have massive problems with this. I would argue a lot of that is them trying to make their jobs, like keep their job relevant, which I think in 4 or 5 years, I think we're all gonna have to find more relevancy in our own roles. Whereas copywriting in general, solely copywriting, can be done by ChatGPT. And I know brands who do just use ChatGPT for their writing, and it works. It works well. There's even a tool called Instant AI, which is a partner of ours. It's absolutely incredible. They can set all of your flows live within 2 minutes. It has the copy written. It's personalized for your different segments and different customer types. Every subject line is different based on the user behavior on the website. And we all know relevancy and personalization in email works. That's what crushes. Doesn't matter how fancy your copy is or how does it leave on a cliffhanger, or does it use all these different principles that when I started copyright, I used to obsess about.
Yeah.
So I'm not against using things like ChatGPT and AI to write content. I would say get it right, maybe, I don't know, 80%, and then you do the 20%.
Yeah, refine it.
And change bits. Like make sure you have a list of words that the brand will never use, right? And the list of words that we have brands that there's words they will never use, and then ChatGPT flips it in there, and we're like, no, that's not how the brand speaks. So it's always the refinement. So yeah, 80% is AI, and then 20% is written. But really, that allows copywriters to upskill and generalize more. And I think this is what copywriters are going to have to do.
Yeah.
I'm curious how many brands out there and agencies still hire solely copywriters.
Dedicated copywriter.
Yeah. What do you think? I'm curious.
I think it's less and less. I do think there's a place for it. And I think it's more about, as you were saying, they're the ones more that come up with the ideas, and they're like, I guess, the brainchild of the outcome. And they're refining the AI. They're using AI to help see that vision through, but they're refining it. Now, I think coming out of the 6 months, brands are going to realize that, okay, we don't need to pay this person all this money to do that. Instead, we can just hire someone who maybe doesn't have as much experience, content manager, whatever, and have them do it. All right, and just train them on the AI stuff. So it's presenting a lot of opportunities for more streamlined operations. But yeah, what you were saying is very interesting as well, with regards to, just like make sure you still sound human. I think that's like the key. Every time we go on Instagram, we're seeing like AI generated stuff.
Yeah.
We're starting to get sick of it.
Yeah.
You want real human touch. And I think this Q4, if you can send like more emails from the founder, more emails from the team, show photos of the warehouse saying, hey, like we're prepared, we ordered a bunch of stock, like we're excited to start a sale. And that could be like a teaser email, right? So try and tie in that human element as much as you can.
Yeah.
And then leverage AI just to make things faster, like you said, in the system. Speed things up, get ahead of your competitors.
Yeah. And you can even train the AI on that. It's like, I need you to come back to me and say, how can we make this more human without like what Jordan said, by including content, real content, images of the warehouse, images of the founder, selfies of the team. I mean, we're starting to do that here at Hayes. Like, we want to be more personal with you guys who are watching this. We don't want to just be like, get behind a screen, like typing the whole time. I mean, we've got lots of new content coming that's just us living as well, because we do this is what we love to do, but we also have a life which we also love, and we do this because we want to have a life that feels fulfilled, and we want to share that as much as possible. So I think the more you can share with your audience, you're just one of those, you're just one of them, you know, that decided to start a business and usually solving a problem. Yeah, just say how you're going about your day. How are you prepping for Black Friday? What is it looking like? What are you buying? Actually, you can even send an email like, hey, here's what we're buying for our Black Friday. You know, here's what we're looking at. You don't have to mention brands or products. Maybe you do if they're not competitors. Like, hey, look, these are some brands that I'm going to, you know, from a founder, like, we know you're looking at my stuff and I know I'm going to be selling you my stuff the whole time, but what am I actually going to be buying for Black Friday? And maybe it inspires you guys. First of all, obviously, I'm going to double down on my own product, but then I'm going to maybe buy, I don't know, a new eye mask or a new pillow or some new, you know, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
It'll be cool.
It's a good idea. I think it's a good idea, especially if you're a founder or you have a persona that you use to talk to your customers that is on the same journey as those customers. And then you can really relate to them, because it's like, what else are our customers going to be buying? What's going to be top of mind?
Yeah.
And then you're going to resonate. And then those people are going to say, oh yeah, I'm looking for one of those. Yeah, this person really gets me.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you grow closer to the brand. So yeah, I'd say like this theme that we're probably going to go in with this year to Q4 is like, yes, you want to make a lot of money, but you don't want to sacrifice your brand and your audience. You want to maintain human touch.
Yeah.
And you want to come out of Q4 in a stronger position with regards to how your customers feel about your brand, rather than them feeling like, I don't know, you were too pushy, or maybe they didn't even notice you.
Definitely. Awesome. Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about inventory and also other channels, because it's so important, for example, paid ads, to be speaking to the email side of the business. Because if there's conflicting offers, if someone comes through an ad and sees 30% off, but then the pop-up on the website is like 20% off, and the welcome series is like incongruency.
Yeah.
And the customer's going to feel that. So as a founder of the business, if you have different agencies doing email, ads, whatever, if you have everyone in-house, however you're structured, get them together on a call and have one person lead the strategy for your Q4 plan. What offers are you going to be running and when? Make sure that, you know, you can still be profitable. And then that person will tell everyone else on the team what the plan is, so that everyone is aligned, right? So let's just say it's your media buyer, your performance marketer, your head of marketing, whatever it is, who's leading that. That person is then going to tell the email marketer, everyone else on the team, so that everyone's on the same page. And then you create a unified document, calendar, whatever it is, where you pop those dates in, everyone has visibility, and then just send reminders as you're getting closer and closer to the time, check in, make sure things are prepared, and that's it. Just keep it simple. That's the way I would approach actually aligning your different channels. We have experience with this. Obviously, some clients, you know, only do ads or only do email, and we don't do ads. What are some insights you found as to the best way to navigate this and just make sure that email is aligned with what's on organic social, with what's on the website?
Yeah, I mean, I could talk from the retention side, and, you know, to any email marketers out there that are watching, and any brand owners that are specifically like, maybe they do all their own email marketing or even anything like that. For me, what I would do is I would always take lead, in the sense of I will reach out to the relevant people. So I'll reach out to the person who runs organic content. Maybe it's all the same, right? But let's just say worst case scenario, everyone's separate. So someone's leading organic as their own thing, and then someone's doing paid ads as their own thing, and someone's doing like maybe Google or TikTok or by their thing. So what I'll do is I approach each relevant person and say, yeah, like what you said, let's get on a call. Usually I find that regular calls work well with this, because I, like, for one client, for example, will have a weekly marketing call where everybody who is owners of these individual channels will all be on a call together, and we just share our insights on that call of like what we're finding, what's trending. That call was introduced about a year ago. We've been doing it every week since, and ever since that's happened, the synergy across channels is unmatched. It's impeccable. We know that, like, for example, organic, I mean, I'm not on the paid ad side, but I can know this from the calls I've been on. Anything that's performing well organically tends to crush on ads. That's what we found out on that call. So a lot of the organic kind of showcasing, like, hey, this is what's performing well this week on organic. This is what's getting the highest watch time, clicks and stuff, and comments. The ads team will then take what that's working well, and literally just duplicate and replicate our ads and do the ad stuff, the ads magic. I don't know how ads go, but we'll make it more, maybe more direct response, and maybe more like sales based, like kind of to get the purchase or the click. But it's the cool thing is like you click on the ad, say you're looking at it and you're like, oh, don't know if I like this brand. I've only just met them. I'm gonna go check out their Instagram. You'll find the same videos, the same images, and maybe just an expansion of it. Like not necessarily the exact same, but it's maybe a longer video, but it's the same content, the same photos, same style, same branding. And then they'll go from there, they'll go on the website and then they see a pop-up come up saying, oh, sign up for this. Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind signing up for like a free gift or 20% off, whatever. Then they see the emails and they get regular campaigns. Oh, hang on, I saw that video on Instagram coming through email, but now it's like written in this way that actually feels like they're talking directly to me, which, by the way, I think email always should, right? You should always feel like it should feel like they're talking directly to you. It's a personal conversational channel. And so at that point, the congruency is amazing. And that is just from one call per week. It lasts no more than 30 minutes. And we're just sharing like what's working, what's not.
Yeah. And again, to your point, it's like, it's not about quickly getting people together for Black Friday. It's more about, you said we do this for a year. You do this the whole year. And by the time we get to Black Friday, it's like, well, yeah, like, of course, we've been doing this for years. Synergy. I know what you're doing or you're doing. Cool, let's go. And if you haven't done that, well, start now, right? Like, the best time to start is yesterday or now, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, set that call with your team. Look, ideally, your agency should be leading this for you as a brand. Like, if you're a brand owner, like, your agency should be coming to you and saying, hey, now is time to start planning. What are you thinking of running? They should present you with some offers. If they know your P&L, they should be looking at that as well and, cross-referencing to make sure that it works for your margin. And they could even help you with inventory forecasting. This is a time period where it's always difficult for brands because they need to place orders, depending on the lead time, early, around about now, to get enough inventory in stock in the warehouse or in the 3PL, wherever, in time for this Q4 season, right? Now, the challenges are, well, how much sales are we going to do? So how much product do we actually need? We don't want to sell out because we just lose momentum, right? Like, if you sell out mid-November, then that's a terrible situation.
Unless it's out of your control.
Yeah, that's out of your control. And
tariffs and stuff like that, then it's different, but
that's another thing. You're navigating tariffs and all these unknown situations.
Yeah.
So the way I see it is that you should forecast your inventory based on your budgeted ad spend. You should have a budgeted ad spend for this season, for each month, and for the quarter as a whole. Now, of course, you can go above that. You can have contingencies for times you go above, times you go below. You should know what your CPA is. If you've been around for a few years, use historical data and combine that with what you're seeing so far this year if it is higher. If you're a new brand, you're going to have to just use what information and data you have already to then figure out that you're likely going to get a very similar or slightly lower CPA during these months, because CPMs are higher, conversion rate does increase and it offsets that a little bit, which means your cost per acquisition is actually very similar to what you're getting other parts of the year, unless you're a highly seasonal brand and your product is very giftable, and then you start to see those CPAs go really down, right? If you're you sell like art portraits or whatever, they're just like crush in the holidays. There's obviously caveats and nuances to this, but yeah, that's just some ideas, some tips for planning ahead. Of course, talk to the email team, understand like how much additional revenue they're going to drive. Put a budget together, and then based on that, how many units you need to order for each product. That's very basic and rough, but it gives you a direction to move into if you don't have something that you can use to plan out.
Yeah, no, I agree with all of that. I mean, I think as well, like, if you're at this stage now where you're looking to work with an agency, I think, like you said, agencies will take a lot of this work off your hands, unless you're working directly for an agency for one specific thing. And because you're on the email channel right now, if you're looking to work directly with an email agency for Black Friday, I think as much data as you can give them on your customer shopper types during these like seasonal, like, these promotional seasons, and year over year, any data you can give them on your shopper types, any segmentation data you can give them as well, like basically what are your main segments that bring in the most amount of revenue during these times, and also just letting them, giving them full reign of basically like a done for you service. I think I noticed the brands that we work with and we have the most success with are those where we take everything off their hands on the email marketing side, and it's mainly because we're able to, like, there's a phrase, too many cooks in the kitchen, right? And I think we've streamlined our team to know we avoid that problem. We never
Yeah.
have too many cooks in the kitchen. Whereas if like you're not doing fully done for you, sometimes we're done with you, it can be things take longer to test, things take longer to get out. So lots of opinions that come into play. And then really I think the word I'm looking for is like inhibits growth,
Yeah.
or at least stalls it a little bit.
Yeah. And also, how do you maintain quality with your team, even if like you get them to do other things, right? Like we have a team very streamlined, but for example, whether you have an agency already working for you, or even if you have things in house, for example, if we can have one email marketer on 3 clients and there's a brand that hires one email marketer in house, less likely there's downtime, right? They're paying them full time, but there's downtime. What else can that person be doing? Can they be doing more like retention analytics?
Right.
Other, direct mail, like, what can they be doing to get the most out of that, right?
Right.
And then for those, I said, if you have an agency, what should that look like? Like how, audit your agency and understand if you're actually getting the most out of it. What are the key indicators of, I guess, good agency and good performance? Yeah.
That's another video idea right there.
Yeah.
That's because I could talk for hours about what to look out for, but like red flags, you could say, right? Red flags from an agency. And I want to make it clear as well from the email side, like I say done for you on email. I think it works best for email. I'm not saying it works best on the paid performance side. I'm not saying that, you should hire an agency on paid ads that does everything. They do Google, they do paid ads, they do TikTok, they do all of it, right? But I just notice on email, if you can, for Black Friday, if you're not already outsourcing your email marketing, say that you're doing it all in-house and it's working, fabulous. If you're finding there's some issues in-house, or you want to free up those resources and you want to have, like you said, maybe you want that in-house team to focus more on other things. The good thing about email is you can outsource it, done for you. And if you find a good partner, it's usually works better that way. Like, you can get someone to just do everything and you don't even have to think about email marketing. You just have that weekly call every week and it's like,
you don't even have to manage them. Yeah. Like, because when you hire someone in-house, you have to manage them, and then, you have to hold them accountable. And okay, now you realize I need to hire someone else just to this person.
You're basically doing a mini agency within your brand, within your company. Yeah.
And a lot of times it's cheaper to hire an agency because of those reasons.
Yeah.
And also it's like you're paying not just in terms of money, but you're also paying in time. And I think that's a key point as a business owner. You need more leverage on your time. So yeah, I would say we could wrap it up here. And jam-packed episode. If you like this format, let us know in the comments. We'll do more of these.
Go check out some of our other videos. And if you are an agency or you are an e-commerce store owner, agency?
If you're an e-com brand,
you're an agency, you want to hire another agency
to improve your agency.
Oh, so funny. And if you are a brand owner, e-commerce store brand owner, and you do want to book a call and see how we can help you, we have a 15-minute growth call with Jordan. And yeah, you just put that call. Is no obligation. It's just there to get to know how we can support you and help you scale your brand with Yell and also pay performance.
Yeah, exactly that. And if you're on the fence, just go ahead and book the call. It's free. It's 15, 20 minutes. That's it. And now is the perfect time, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
But we just onboarded a few brands and it's like perfect timing, because by the time we get up and running, we really get the wheels moving. It's right into October, November, December, and we're in the right spot to crush it. So
definitely.
Yeah, guys, thank you for watching this one, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.